Hello, loves, and welcome back to Life with CheKesha. It is your girl, your favorite wine enthusiast, and today we have another Wine Down Wednesday video. So if you want to see what today's wine is, keep watching. Alright, y'all, before we get into today's video, you already know it is what? Happy Wine Down Wednesday! So, I'm super excited about today's wine. It's got me all bubbly in the inside. Okay, so if you already read today's title, you know what wine that we're tasting. But before we get into all of that, I do want to welcome back all of my sipsters, my sip fam, my wine friends. Thank you for tuning into another wine-related video. And if this is your first time tuning in, do me a big favor and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my videos. Alright, love, so as you saw in the title, we are doing a sparkling wine. Yes. And I was, trying to save this bottle, but I'm just like, I'm in this season of my life where if I can rebuy it, why save it? And if it's not, some type of, super expensive or rare wine or one-of-a-kind bottle, why even save it? Savor it. Drink it. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do today. So this is an actual Cava, and this is by Rondel. This is a Brut style sparkling wine. So I really like this. Now, I'm normally not a Brut girl, but the peachy undertones in this with the very thin, fine bubbles, it just had me like, hello, where have you been all of my wine life? So I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the details of this wine, and I will be referencing my phone because I do like to try to read as much of the wine facts as possible because, as I've told you all, your girl is not certified, nor is she a sommelier, even though some people say that I am, and that is so flattering to me because I just love wine. So let's go ahead and get into some of the wine details. All right, so as I kind of give you some of this information, I will also try to leave as many of the facts that I can think about over to the side like I did in last week's video. I'm trying to leave y'all with more information because just like I'm learning and growing and getting more knowledge with my wines that I try, I want to be able to share that with you all because nothing is more exciting than going to a party or getting invited out to a wine type of event or party and knowing a little something. It kind of makes you like the popular girl at the party, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get all the information so it can look like we know a thing or two, okay? So first of all, Cava. What is Cava? So Cava is a Spanish sparkling wine. You will mostly get your Cavas from Spain. Now, it's got some like fancy little words or whatever, but I'll go ahead and leave all of that for you to read and you can figure out how to pronunciate. I'm just here for the sipping and the telling, okay? So this wine is a very popular wine and is a very traditional grape that is produced in Spain. So Rondel, this company, has made this sparkling wine, and it is they actually have a couple of different ones, but this is the one that I tried with my guy Alan at the Total Wine on West Broad Street. Is the one across from our job because I know they have two on West Broad Street. But anyway, so if y'all are ever at the Total Wine across from Kabuto's, if you're in the Richmond, Virginia area, you know what I'm talking about. Make sure you go check out my guy Alan. He is like super knowledgeable, and he's just like real monotone, but he know his stuff, okay? Little plug to my boy Alan. All right, so this Cava wine, the notes or the wine, let's go into the wine details. So it is wine that comes out of Spain, and it's more fruitier than dry. It's an extreme brut, but it's filled with soft peach flavors, nut flavors, and it has a floral tone with white lilies. That sounds kind of refreshing. And it also has a flavor that lasts. That's what I like. I like a long finish, something that's gonna still be on my palate. I can still taste it, and I'm not gonna get some of that. You know how you drink some of your wines, and either it's like you drink it and then you don't taste it anymore. I like a really long finish. So as I stated, this was produced in Spain, the region of Cava, and this is considered a champagne or sparkling wine. This does have 11.5 alcohol content. So again, for my girls that's trying to turn up, not unless you're a lightweight, this is not gonna give you that buzz. I'm sorry to be a buzzkill, okay? So it is light bodied, which is a good thing. So this is definitely one of those sippers that you can kind of sip on throughout the day. It's really good to pair with like brunch or a late breakfast if you want to consider, but I consider anything that's 11 o'clock or later a brunch. Definitely a great summertime beverage to have in your arsenal. It's not that expensive. It's like $11.99. So I know prices vary depending on the state you're in, but you can find this in Total Wine. So this is a cork that you have to pop. You cannot use a wine twister. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you my way of doing it, which is a lot easier. And then also, when you are popping bottles, you're not really supposed to let the wine spill out. That's just like opening up a soda. You don't want all that soda to be pouring out when you pop the can. The same thing is with any type of champagnes or sparkling wines. It's not meant to get all that foam, because what happens is if you shake it up or if you move it around too much, and when you open it, you're letting out all of the carbonation that's supposed to be a part of the bubbles, and you lose some of the taste, and you lose a lot of wine. And I'm telling you, I don't care whether I spend $5.99 or $40.99. I'm not trying to waste nobody's wine, okay? So we're going to go ahead and open this. I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'm always very careful. So I'm going to try to, you can see it right here. I'm going to try to put the camera so you can see me actually opening it. Let me move some of this stuff off of my desk. All right, so what I like to do anytime that I am opening up a bottle of sparkling or a champagne type of wine, I like to let it set for a while. I normally keep all of my wines that I can fit in my wine fridge, so it's always to the side, so it definitely, keeps the cork moisturized, and that's a good thing because dry corks don't do well. So I take it out, let it rest. If I know I want to open it up, I make sure that that's one of the main things that I do. I set it out, let it rest, so it can kind of calm the bubbles down. Just like a soda can or a bottle soda. You don't want to take it out the bag after you done moved it all over the place and open it, because again, what's going to happen? You're going to waste it. And we are not trying to waste no wine, okay? Repeat after me. We waste no wine. So what you want to do is see where you can open it at. Most bottles have like a little perforated edge or something like that, or you gotta just sit there and just kind of peel it off. So we're gonna go ahead and peel this off so we can expose the cage. And what is the cage? The cage is this nice little metal piece that is keeping the cork in. And you wonder why they have the cage, because if it's shaken too much, this cork will pop. And I'm going to tell you a funny story before we open this. Let me put the camera back on me real quick. All right. So, funny story. So, we were on our way to DC, me and some friends, trying to make the club so we can pop bottles, bring in the new year, okay? So, I didn't get off work until like about 10. So, trying to get to DC, make it in time to pop bottles. didn't happen. But we had our own bottle. So my friend that was driving, they took the cage off and everything and had it, in between their legs, waiting for midnight to open it. Why the cork popped up, missed this part of their neck and chin. Like, it went boop. So I'm saying all that to say is proceed with caution, because even though you let the bottle settle for a while, you still really don't know what's going to happen. So I'm always on the side of caution to, be very careful when I am opening up my bottles. Now this is a little, so what I like to do as well, because some people keep their bottles on ice or something, I like to try to make sure any condensation is wiped down, because I want to be able to grip this bottle when I'm taking the cork off, and you'll understand in a few minutes. So what you want to do is I hold my hand flat like this while I twist the cage off. It's twisted nice and tight, and I try to, stretch this out so when I open it, I can immediately put my hand right here. So sometimes, depending on the cork, I can just twist and open it, in which this one I can. If I can't, I'll always have like a dry cloth to help me with the process. So I'm twisting the bottle while I have the top in my hand. Woo! And there you go. See how easy? I never realized how easy it was to pop bottles without spilling. And you guys, it smells so good. Like, as soon as you open it, all the as soon as you open it, all the fragrance just hits you when you get that little smoky top. So anyway, so we didn't spill it. Now, I know people like to shake it for the effect and all that stuff, but we ain't about all that. We want to just open it and enjoy it. So I'm going to get one of my favorite champagne glasses or flutes. I don't know who washed this. It's real spotty. Let me get this cleaned off real quick. All right, so I'm going to use my champagne glass. Listen, the dishwasher, Cascade, don't do nothing for spots. I done tried them all. But anyway, so this is one of my favorites because it is tall and elegant. And I got this from Crate & Barrel, and I'll try to leave the link as well as the link for this bottle of wine in my description box. But I just love it. I mean, it has like this little bowl at the bottom, so you can kind of still swirl it a little bit if you need to, but I tend to not swirl my champagnes or sparkling wines. I don't even think you really have to. So we're going to go ahead and pour. So I think that one of the reasons why I always pour my wine with the tilt is because that's how I pour my champagnes or my sparkling wines. So I think it's just a habit that's always, stuck with me. But, maybe I'll research and to see if that is the correct way to pour. So I like to have both of my same angle, because this is going to minimize how much suds that you get when you pour. When you pour like this directly down, you're going to get a lot of the suds. And this is a trick if you're a beer drinker as well. You want to pour to the side. So you see, very minimal bubbly fuzz, foam, or whatever you want to call it at the top. Ooh, this joint is bubbly, 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 bubbly brown sugar. Look at the bubbles. Wow. It's been a minute since I tried this. And when I tried it, it'd be like in a little cup. But this joint is bubbling. When I'm in awe at the bubbles. Look at that. I mean, just look how all of the bubbles are just coming up. So we're going to do the same thing like we do with any of our wines. So we are going to see the color. We're going to see the bubbles. We're going to, see, exactly what's going on in this glass. And like I said, I am like, all right, I'm too enamored with these bubbles. These bubbles is just doing something to me. But as you can see, the longer it sits in the glass, the more the bubbles kind of die down. So if you're not a bubbly person, I know some people don't like a lot of bubbles, just let the bubbles calm down a little bit, and before you drink it, because they will kind of get in your nose. That's just the nature of bubbles. But let it calm down a little bit, and then once we've looked at it, allow the bubbles to do what we want them to do, we want to go ahead and just kind of swirl it a little bit. Just because you This is just because you want to smell it. You're not doing this to open them up, because that's more something that you would do with red wines. All right, love. So I'm back. I thought I was recording. I was at the end of the video and everything. And then I happened to look at my monitor. I'm like, hold on. I ain't recording. So let's pick back up from where we started. I'm so glad I did at least get showing you how to open it. And I showed you the bubbles. Because listen, you see my lipstick. I've been sipping. Okay. So we're going to get back into this. So let me just backtrack to make sure that I'm giving y'all all the information. Okay, so I've given you most of the facts of the wine and told you that Cava is the actual region that this wine is made in Spain. But let's go ahead and get into tasting, because I don't know what's going on. It is a wine conspiracy. They don't want me to be great. But as I was saying before I got cut off, I was talking about the bubbles. And as you can see, the bubbles do end up calming down. So again, if you're not big on all that burst of bubbles, I would suggest to let it calm down. And even if you are, just because when you drink a sparkling wine or champagne and it's super bubbly, when you take that first sip, just like a soda, those bubbles are going to go up in your nose, so it's going to take away from your actual tasting. So we're going to go ahead and taste this. Well, I'm going to taste it again. But I'm going to taste this. But if you are tasting with me, if you went ahead and got this bottle before you watch the video, let's go ahead and sip. You don't really have to swirl it. All that's going to do is agitate the bubbles and make them come back a little bit more. So we don't want to agitate the wine, okay? So we're going to go ahead and sip this. And I've already came with my assumptions, but I'm going to tell you again. So let's sip it together. So as I sip this, one, it does make you a little burpy. So, you know, if you on a date and you trying to be cute, this might not be for you. But no, in all honesty, it does give, well, at least for me, when I'm drinking a wine with heavier bubbles, I should say, it does give me more gas. But when I'm doing a champagne or a white wine with a lot finer, even though the bottle says that these bubbles are fine, I don't know. I mean, they're a little more fine now as we drink. And I think I do have a little colder than what I should, because I don't like when my glass has condensation. When I drink my whites or sparklings, I don't like to have a condensation. So it is a little colder than what I would normally serve it for myself. Typically, as I mentioned before, when you're serving cold wines and you have in the refrigerator, you want to take them out at least 30 to 45 minutes before you serve it, so it can take some of that chill off. But the taste. So when I was tasting it, when I was ghost filming, I got a lot of nuttiness. I could really taste the nut. And even as this is sitting on my palate, from sipping on this, I can still taste like some type of nut. It's almost like it's an almond or a, man, what is that nut that my grandma used to always have in her Christmas candies? I mean, Christmas nuts. Is it macadamian? I think it was a macadamia. It's giving me that kind of creamy, rich, nutty taste. The wine details on the bottle or on Total Wine's website, it doesn't tell me what nut. And I was trying to look for it online. But just think of a real creamy, rich nut. Pineapples. Think of yeah. Anyway, so think of something like that. So like, it's definitely giving me like vanilla and almond. I'm getting all of those light floral kind of aromas that the bottle talks about. And it does also say on here, it does say that it has a floral aroma with a delicate, no, with a delicious fruity flavor. I'm not getting the fruity, but I can taste on the back end a little bit of that peach. I'm almost maybe getting more of a underripe peach than I am anything else. But I will say this is a good sipper. And being all honest, because that's how I am about my wines, because I don't want to be like those restaurants like, oh my gosh, this is so delicious. This is, oh, magnificent. This is life with CheKesha. I'm giving you real deal. I like it, but this wouldn't be my choice to get on a regular basis. Would I buy it again? Of course, if I was going to an event or going to a party and I wanted something that was more champagne-ish, and didn't cost a lot, that was more cost efficient, I would definitely get it. But for me, when I'm drinking bubblies like sparkling or champagnes, I like something that's more fruit forward, because I tend to kind of drink it like on a Sunday with my brunch, you know, with a cheese board or charcuterie board, something like that. And I like to have more fruit, not jammy, not sugary, but I want to be able to, when it says fruit flavors, I want to taste the fruit flavors, and I'm not tasting fruit flavors. Now, I will still suggest that you all try it, just because it is a Brut, and it's a surprising Brut. Like when they had this on the tasting table, Alan was like, it was a Brut. I was like, I don't really like Brut. Brut to me is like husky. When I think about Brut, I'm thinking about husky. And I don't want no husky wine. Okay? So anyway, so I would definitely say, if you want to try a Brut sparkling wine, definitely give Rondel Gold a try. I like it. I don't want you to get it twisted. I do like it, but this is not the sparkling of my choice. But it's definitely a sipper, especially on a hot day and you on your balcony, your porch, you know, in your yard, whatever. And like I said, you got a cheese tray or a meat tray, or you're doing brunch. This is definitely good. And I'm not one to really pour juice in my wine. I'm just not. Now, I will drink a mimosa if it's given to me. Don't get it twisted. But this is definitely a mimosa type of sparkling wine. This, I would definitely say, add your juice or just fresh fruit. Like if I do this again, I would definitely put fresh fruit in there, because what the fresh fruit is going to do is going to give me that fruit that I'm looking for, but it's not going to water down my champagne or my sparkling wine by adding juice, because the juice, I just feels like it just takes away from the experience that you get. So let me know in the comments if you have tried it, if you are trying it along with me, or if you will try it. Give me your honest opinion, whether you liked it or you didn't. I'm not the type that's going to rate it on any type of scale. I'm just going to tell you whether or not it's a rebuy or no. And it is a rebuy, but it's not a mandatory rebuy. So before I go, I want to show you how I keep my sparkling wines and champagnes bubbly. I use these champagne stoppers that I got off of Amazon, and I'll leave my wine list in the description box, along with the glasses and this champagne. Well, I keep calling it champagne and this sparkling wine, because you can't recork this, because it expands, so there's no way you're going to get this back in. And you don't want to use just a regular wine stopper, because it's not going to keep the bubbles in. So you want to get something like this, and I think I've showed it before. So this part right here, when you push it, it's going to go down in the cork. Let me see how that goes. It pushes. You're going to push it down, and then these are going to clasp on the side. So you're going to just simply go like this. I like to just push all the way down as far as I can go. Let's see if I can turn it. And then these little pieces are going to clamp on the side. and it's going to keep your champagne or your sparkling wines fresher longer. Now, you still want to kind of try to drink it as fast as you can, because y'all know, just like a good ginger ale, it's only good for a little while. Same thing with your sparklings and your champagne, so you don't want to let them sit too long. So definitely check out my link in my Amazon storefront that I'll leave in the description box. So let me know in the comments what you all think. If you enjoyed today's video, you already know what to do. Give this video a big thumbs up. And as well, click that subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already done so. And I want to challenge you all to do a favor for me, okay? Share this video with a wine friend, a champagne or a sparkling wine friend. Share this with someone that you know is interested in wine and they're talking about they want to try something different but they don't know what to try. Share my video with them. Shoot, share the whole channel with them. How about that? I would love to have them as a part of the Life with CheKesha family, because y'all know it's all love here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. This will probably not be a refill. Typically, I'm going to tell y'all something. Like, after I do my Wine Down Wednesday videos, I normally have, like, another glass. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think this going to be another glass kind of night. Well, I don't know. Depends on what we eat for dinner. They're out. They'll probably be walking in the door soon. And, like, this is the best time for me to film. I don't have the boy in there screaming at the video game. Hub's not walking by to see what I'm going to cook. It's just me, my wine friends, and my wine. So, until next time, loves. Peace.